All right, so Bitcoin is pumping finally. Lots of excitement coming into the crypto market because Bitcoin is finally pumping, right? Finally pumping. So we know we've been struggling to go above this 40k. Okay, we actually came up. Yeah, I think the height was 2023. Yeah, around this 48 mark. We got here January. And we have been struggling since 2022 basically to break that high. Okay, so we finally broke it in February, and you can see the long swings up. This is a weekly chart, and I'm just going to show you. Okay, this is how I do my analysis, quick analysis, to see where there are some quick trade opportunities. I don't swing trade Bitcoin. I'm long Bitcoin. My goal is to accumulate 1 Bitcoin this year. At least, let's say 12 to 18 months, I want to accumulate 1 Bitcoin and just keep that. On the long run, you can't go wrong with Bitcoin on the long run, right? So if you have the capital and you have, you're good, you're liquid, put some money in Bitcoin and just forget it. Really, just put it in a cold wallet and keep it. It's a digital gold, and it's basically maybe the least risky flight to value asset you have around these days. So this is how I do my quick analysis. I have my other strategy, the Smart Money Manager plan, that I use to grow my money and grow my wealth. I'll talk about that at the end of this video, but I'm going to show you how I do my quick analysis to see where I can take some quick trades, day trades, intraday trades, some scalps, and make some money off Bitcoin. I leverage trade Bitcoin, but I don't teach that, okay, because I don't want people to get into trouble. You definitely need to be more experienced to do leverage trading, but I want to show you how I look at the chart. So this is a weekly chart, and the first thing I do is, all right, price has been coming. I want to see what the bias. I want to form a bias. Okay, if I want to trade, I'm thinking, where is price likely to go from here? And I look at where price has been coming from. So price is actually, it's undoubtedly in an uptrend. So with the halving that just happened on Saturday, we know we are on that's on the 20th to 21st of April. We know that we are geared for an uptrend. Okay, but you don't just jump into the market because you think Bitcoin is going up. So what do I do here? I use a principle of fair value gaps. Okay, and I can see there's one fair value gap here. Fair value gaps are basically inefficiencies in the market, and this is how you can really spot institutional moves when the banks and institutions are moving the market. So you see something like this, but very often fair value gaps get traded back into. So either you see a gap in the market or you see inefficiency with this kind of expansion phase. So yeah, this is not a tutorial on fair value gap. I'm just showing you how I see the chart. So fair value gaps act as a magnet, but they also act as a repellent. So if price goes above this, it may likely trade back into it, that's as a magnet, and then it will repel it. Okay, so but this is actually a breakaway gap. It's not actually meant to come back, but we have that there. We have a top, so this is a top. If I'm looking for trade opportunities, this is a weekly chart, by the way. So one candle represents 1 week. Okay, so that's a top here. I could actually go with this one, and I can mark this top. That's the previous week top. So once I mark that, and I like to use red for my weekly line so that I can spot them later on when I go into lower time frames. So this is like a top-down analysis. I come down to the daily chart, and wow, looks like we are in a range. We are in a range, some consolidation. This is actually the all-time high. All-time high was 67,000, something like that. What was the all-time high? Okay, my system is freezing on me. Let's look at the previous all-time high right here. That was high 69,000. 69, so I actually got to 69,000. Okay, so we've gotten to the previous all-time high for Bitcoin, and this took 3 years. Look at the mouse there. November 2021. This was when I sold all my Bitcoin at the top of the market. It was like, I looked at this and I was like, nah, this, I saw this like a double top. I saw this sweep here. I was like, nah, this is overextended. We're going down. And I sold around 67,000. I sold all my crypto, my Bitcoin, everything. I moved them into altcoins. So I sold my Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all. But that's not the purpose of today's video. So this is an all-time high. We can expect some consolidation here, some retracement. We've had a very expansive move up here without really retracing. So we can expect some resistance here. So on the daily chart, which is where we were, we have some consolidation. What happens in consolidation? Price goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down until it breaks either up like that, or it breaks down that way. Okay, so but what can you see from this? What can you see from this point? Price will either going to go up here, or it's going to come down. At the time I was looking at this on Sunday, okay, we were here and we were lower to the bottom. So I was looking, okay, I'm looking for a new fair value gap up to confirm that we're actually going up, because this looks to me like still consolidation. But you can see overall we are in a range. Overall we are in a range, and price is just heading up and down. But that doesn't mean you can't see good trade opportunities. If price is at the bottom of your range, you can take a quick scalp from here up to the top, and that's 19% on your money on spot. Okay, at the middle point here, I'll be careful of taking a trade, because it can either go up, it can go down. It could bounce off this level as its resistance and come back down, or it could just consolidate here and go back up. So what do? I look for fair value gap. So I have a fair value gap here. Fair value gaps act as magnets and also could act as repellents. So it's very likely that price will trade up to this fair value gap like that. It could actually trade up here and come down. So if that is my bias, this is a very possible trend that, you know, setup that will happen. If price gets here and begins to show that it wants to reverse, then I can join that trade. Okay, but I will not do that on the daily. I will come on the 4-hour chart. So you can see how I'm going downwards. I will come down and say, all right, so we are almost at that point. This is where I would take as my resistance. Already we have price sweeping this high, so we can already start to see some downward movement here, this forming like a sweep of the previous high. But price may, the fair value gap is a magnet, especially from the higher time frame. So price can actually go up, and that's what I expect it to do, and from there we would see if it wants to come down. So I'll be looking for, if my bias is down, is south, I'll be looking for entry opportunities somewhere there, and to either catch to ride the trend down. That's 12%, you know, or you could take your profits. You could take profits at this swing lows. So that is one way to look at it. Basically, I form my bias on the weekly and daily charts, and from here price has hit the bottom and is likely going to the top. That's what I can see, but it will have to make it through this fair value gap first of all. So this is one scenario. Another scenario is that it can do this and bounce off the top here and go up. So that's scenario 2. Okay, scenario 2 is that we just keep climbing, it comes here, it hits, it retraces a bit, and then it does, let me do it properly. So we may see something like this. Something like this. Let's take this out. So this is also possible, but I expect to have some significant retracement, or at least, you know, resistance at this point. So if you're looking for a quick trade, we are almost at the resistance point. We can quickly check if price is respecting this swing high, and let's see. How do I know it's respecting the swing high? If I see a new fair value gap down, which I'm already seeing right here, is another fair value gap downwards, and it seems that price may be respecting this high. If price does something like this, so price will most likely come back to this fair value gap. If the price does something like this and disrespects this fair value gap, then that is likely an indication that we want to move higher. So that's how I look at the chart, Bitcoin chart. As you can see, we're having something like a spinning top here, and this is a fair value gap. Price more likely come back here. If you're looking for very short-term opportunities, this is the 4 hour. I would go into the 1 hour, and then I can see, okay, we are not having any new fair value gaps down, so very likely the price wants to come back up here. And what is that? How many percentage is that? That's 0.25 move. For someone like me trading on 50x leverage, I do some very wild leverage trading in minutes. So this kind of trend looks like almost predictable. I can put a buy here, but let's not talk about leverage trading. Let's just talk about trading opportunities, how you can read the market. This is not a good trade for someone who's using a stop loss. I don't trade with stop losses, so this is not a good trade. It's not a good risk to reward if you are trading with a stop loss. You would have to do something like this to at least have maybe a 1-to-1 risk to reward, or 1-to-2, or maybe target this previous high. So you can take some profit at this level, which is 1.2, and then take some at this level, which is 2.7. So this is probably a trade opportunity, but I am pretty sure that we are going to do this 25%. Pretty sure. If you come down to the 15 minutes, that may even be much clearer. That we are coming back to this level. All right, so what would I be looking for? I'm looking for a good jump off point. You can see this bullish engulfing candle, which is what we're seeing here, showing that we're going up. Let's see the 5 minutes. Yeah, so on the 5 minutes you can see this fair value gap here, which is being respected by this third candle. So you can actually decide to do a quick scalp. If you're doing a scalp, put your stop if the price disrespects this fair value gap, so you can put your stop under there. This is a good trade. This is ratio 1 to 1.5. That's a good trading opportunity that I would take. All right, so that's how I look at the chart. I believe, because the bias is up, I believe that Bitcoin is going to inch higher. especially after the halving. There's a lot of FOMO, so I'll be looking for something like this to occur the next couple of days. So let's going back to the daily chart. This is my expectation, so I will probably come back to review this maybe next week, but that's my Bitcoin analysis. So see quick opportunities from here to here, scalp. If it hits here and does a retracement and it just shows signs of, you know, inching back upwards, then you can enter and target the previous highs at 72,000. all right, but any case Bitcoin is definitely going to get back here in the next couple of weeks at least, or at most. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's just a quick, this is my first analysis. I don't do Bitcoin or trade analysis. This is the first of its kind, and I'm just, you can see that my presentation was a bit scruffy, but that's fine. I just wanted to put it out there, and as a form of taking the first step. I probably have more streamlined series later on. So if you are looking for a way, if you're not a scalper, you're just here, you're looking for how to make money from the market, I do have a smart money manager program where I teach people how I have been making at least 10% per month, 10 to 15% per month, for as long as I can remember, at least over a year now, thereabout. And this strategy is something anybody can do. So I will just show you some proof of that. So this is one account that let me see, make that okay. So this is one account, verifiable proof on FX Blue. This is third party audited. You can see this is 13.5% monthly. I've been doing this for the past over about 8 months, right? About 8 months. 183% on this account, and the idea is if you can do 10% per month on your account, you can be financially free in 3 to 5 years. If you can do this consistently over 3 to 5 years, you will be financially free. So that's the aim of this. Is not to do moonshots on all, is to become financially independent. This is another account, a little bit older, almost 2 years, and you can see the monthly return here is 21%. So it's a strategy that's actually very simple, just that you have to be taught. All right, so the Smart Money Manager program, I started it last week, but if you still want to join this, the next class will be in May. So it's a monthly cohort that I'm running, and the previous one was 50k. If you're interested, let me know in the comments, or I'll put a link for you to get more information, basically showing you how to trade. I trade without a stop loss, how I use institutional trading concepts and principles to trade. I spend like 10 minutes a day, so that doesn't impact my life one bit, and I can make anywhere from 200 to 400 pips per trade. And if you don't think that's possible, you can just have yesterday. This is on Instagram, this is Telegram, where I basically took a sell here, and I wrote this down all the way down to this point, which is 688 pips. All right, I put a buy stop here as a hedge, so I don't use a stop loss, but I do use hedge trading, and this was before I adjusted my hedge further down. But you can see 688 pips. If you're using a standard lot, you know how much that is. That is unheard in this market. So there's definitely something for you to learn here. You will also learn how to decode retail sentiment, cut data, and also if you enroll for the Smart Money Masterclass, I'm going to give you complimentary access to my Trading Fundamentals course, which is 50k. All right, so if that is interesting to you, let me know. Click the link in the description, and it will take you to this page where you can read more about the masterclass and what you are going to get from the program. So thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.